night of Giggity Racing League. This is Cup, this is Custom, this is Playoffs. Guys, very intense. We just got to sit down with not only two of the administrators of Giggity Racing, we got to sit down with two of the playoff contenders tonight. Thanks for everybody who paid attention a couple minutes ago in the Archangels Giggity Racing League roundtable. Real quick, just want to give a big old shout out to my boy Slick P and B-Dog. B-Dog, that's super nice of you to let Slick P stay at your house. That's awesome. Thanks for joining in tonight. Guys, we're going points racing. Two people are getting eliminated out of one tricky track tonight.
Two tricky tracks.
Yes, like Robbie brought up in that Giggity round check, you're right. Coming off turn 4, me personally, I'll give you my little secret. Everybody has their own. I like to come off that corner a little bit high, even on the throttle. You can lose the rear end. The Roval, always difficult. We talked about this a little bit in that round table, Robbie. Consistency is going to be key tonight. And if somebody in front of you makes a mistake, you're going to need to capitalize on it. And on top of that, you don't need to make a mistake yourself. Turtles, we're going to hear that quite a bit tonight. Penalties. Some people, I don't expect to see a lot of it tonight out of our top contenders here at Giggity Racing, but you never know. You might drive it in a little bit hard, try to get that edge, and you might get that 5-second penalty tonight.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be some interesting racing tonight. Who's going to stick their nose in where and when as well. You know, you got to be careful when you're at the Roval. That's where we're at tonight first. We're going to be at the Roval. These guys in Cup cars at the Roval is going to be absolutely amazing. I mean, I'm really hyped. I keep getting my words all mixed up, and I really, really can't wait. It's the playoffs, baby! Hell yeah!
It's definitely going to be an exciting race tonight, boys.
No offense to my my buddy over there, but we don't say me, we say I, just to let you know.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm just kidding. Everybody out there knows Robbie and I like to banter back and forth. We got Archangel, we got Robbie Vidge, we got Put in the booth, and we are playoff racing at the Roval in Texas in custom cup cars. Dude, I get asked to be tapped in to every now and then to help out during broadcasts and commentate and stuff. I did commit to cup nights Wednesdays and Sundays. I can't wait for Wednesdays and Sundays to come, on top of watching the other development leagues come up, and not necessarily the development, but I don't know how to say this, guys. I get so dang excited every time. Like, I feel like I'm driving in the Daytona 500 myself every Wednesday and Sunday.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree, and so will Arch. I mean, the last race we had it where was it? We was at WWT. There's a bit of a rough race in there, but there was some close racing going on. And then Vegas after. The racing on Vegas was absolutely phenomenal, and we're hoping to see it again tonight, Arch.
Well, we're definitely looking for another repeat performance like that, but going into tonight's race, we've got to look back at the history. The last 4 races have been completely swept by Noco. I mean, he's won every stage, finished the races in first, and he's going for the Drive 5 tonight, as we've been calling it throughout the day, and possibly 6. Do you guys really see anybody being able to knock him off top? Because he really seems to be on top of his game right now.
Yeah, these guys are cup guys for a reason. I mean, it could be anybody. Buck, he's shown strong, definitely in the last few races. Buck seems to do this thing where at the beginning of the season he seems to be sitting at the back, taking his time. But he's going to be there when it counts, most definitely. And not forgetting, Wicked Gatekeeper also, another Team Noco member. But we've also got to watch out for the CEO of Giggity Racing League, K-Tatty. He's definitely going to be on it tonight.
I talked to him earlier in pre-race. He sent me a couple messages. He's going to change his game style up. I can't give that away, but he's going to come into these 2 races with a new mindset, guys. He's been practicing all day. I can tell you this. At 8 o'clock this morning, I woke up and he said, I am practicing. I'm getting my car set up. So K-Tatty, one to be watched tonight, along like we talked about earlier in the round table. Chuckmate Taylor, Buck, some guys not to be ruled out tonight. This equalizer of a track, I think I'm going to say that more than once tonight. The Roval, it's different. It's unique. You have elevation changes. You have high speed turns. You have low speed turns. I consider the last quote-unquote bus stop a high-speed bus stop if you hit it right. There's going to be so many ways these guys drive these cars, and they have hours. And if you didn't listen to the roundtable earlier, days invested in these custom setups. That's how much this race means to them on top of Texas. That's how much this points championship means to these guys.
Well, and I also think with Taddy, I mean, with his elimination from Sunday's league, that gives him even more desire to push for the custom league. As we all know, that this is the Custom Cup is our holy grail. This is where everybody wants to get to. This is where you want to be. This is what you want to win. So I expect to see a high performance out of Taddy tonight, especially with all the practice and everything he put into it. And don't be surprised if he comes in here and steals one of these races.
Real quick, I just got a real text message. Sorry to interrupt you, Robbie. My buddy Slick P out there, he's joining in. Thank you, and B-Dog both for that's their nicknames. Just to let y'all know, I'm not going to give away their names over the internet, but they're both watching today. Hey, Slick P, remember that time you and I went outside and I touched your frog? Again, guys, inside joke. Thanks for joining in. More people to come in and watch us every week. That means so much to have people who don't even participate in Giggity Racing joining in. So thanks a lot to my boys down there, or my boy and girl down there, Brenda and Lee.
Hey, definitely. Not to cut you off. Robbie, can we get the boss man an invite in here real quick?
Yeah, one sec. Just bear with me.
Yes, sir.
So how do you guys think the first few stages are going to go? I mean, at the Charlotte, do you think they're all going to be rough racing, or are they going to take their time and they're going to be sealing all the close racing in stage 3?
After what happened Sunday, I honestly feel like there's going to be a lot of drivers that are driving with the eggshell underneath that gas pedal. Hopefully everything's been taken care of. I expect us to see a really tight battle at the end, but let's just see if guys ride around and make their times and get better at running this track through the early stages.
Okay, just quickly, guys.
Yeah, I got it.
Suggested. Yeah, you got it.
Yep, 10-4. Let's keep rolling. Keep on rolling.
That's what we need to do. Keep that.
So you guys in the comment sections are here. We've got a few new viewers tonight, and it's great to see you. Welcome to Giggity Racing League. Thank you for subscribing. We're also on Facebook as well, so check out some of our absolutely amazing artwork we have on there also. Welcome, guys. Welcome.
We have so many talented drivers in this league, not just drivers, but their artistic skills, like you say. We got carpenters, we got welders, we got barbers, we got burger servers. There's just so many people who compete in this league, and everybody. It's not an obsession. It's not a lifestyle. It's a family, and everybody participates every week to be with that family. We bring it up every now and then. Tempers will flare, but guess what? People have text messages. They answer each other. They work it out. They hash it out like men and women. We have both people in this league, and guess what, guys? Things are great going next for the next race. So that's how close and awesome Giggity Racing League is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I've said it once, I've said it twice, and it's going to be absolutely amazing. We're going to be heading over to the race very, very shortly, so make sure you stay tuned. But also, make sure you put in the comments below, who do you think is going to win tonight? How do you think who is going to do well? And who do you think might actually cause the first caution? How about that one? That's one that we don't often talk about, and there's a reason for that, because these Cup guys are absolutely amazing drivers. They had a bit of a rough race last time, but they definitely got a point to prove tonight. Arch.
Oh, definitely. I'm not going to call out who I think is going to cause the first caution, but we'll sit here and we'll have some fun tonight, and I just want to see some guys get up here and get each other some good racing tonight. I know my favorite part about being on the track is just sitting here and getting ready to run around. We're going to get ready to blue screen here in just 1 second, folks. All right, good luck tonight, boss man.
We always bring up, who do you want to see to win? Who's your favorite driver? Who's your favorite custom paint scheme? That's a new variable for all of our fans out there who listen. We love answering and we love hearing from you guys out there in YouTube land. So feel free to ask any question you want.
You also don't forget, you could actually share our stuff on Facebook for us. I mean, we would not be upset about that at all. I mean, don't be afraid to share with your friends. Check out these guys, Racing League. Yeah, most definitely. I mean, some of these guys might even be on Heat 4 already. Come along and join us. We have a developmental series. We got trucks, we got Xfinity, and we got Cup, and maybe we've got something special coming next season.
Definitely
I think
encourage
I
you guys
just
to go
saw
back.
that, guys. Noko's on the pole.
Oh, no surprise there. Oh, he's actually out front as we get into this race. Noko's with the early lead. As it looks like Wicked Gatekeeper's behind him in second. Coming through, I think that's 3 and 4. Who's up behind him? Buck's into third. Smitty's in fourth. And
I
MP
thought
Roof.
we were,
Oh, Taddy's in fifth. Rounding out the top 5.
there was a little bit of joke made earlier. Who's going to put hot sauce in somebody else's gas tank to make them actually choke on that heartburn turn and utilize it? Glad to see everybody made it through there. These guys are definitely racing tough, and they're tough track guys. Close, tight-knit racing.
Yeah, there's definitely some interesting racing here tonight. Just looking at the 11 of K Tatty, he's looking nice and smooth. Checkmate Taylor, he was not very fortunate in the last couple of races. Will he shine tonight? Is it going to be his time?
Well, as they go through this bus stop for the first time, it's definitely a tricky section. It's Taddy and looks like Taddy and Mills were side by side coming out of the bus stop. Way to battle through there and not get into each other. That was impressive to see.
That infield section here is so tricky in so many levels with the elevation change. You come up over that right.
Oh, Taddy got a penalty and NASCAR stopped him right in the middle of the track.
Oh, I hope. And see, that's where they need to automatically ghost him, not to interfere with anybody. We were talking about that in pre-race, guys. Accidents can happen, and mistakes will be made, and it can only hurt yourself tonight with all these points championships going on. As we see Noko pulling away a little bit, going through that right-hander.
And I do believe that K Tatty has actually sustained some damage from that penalty he just received. I think he got up against that right side.
Smitty got loose and caused a wreck back there with checkmate.
Yeah,
we got messages out there from one of the newest guys in Giggity in development. What's up there, dog? Thanks for paying attention, man. We're glad to have you out there. Coming onto the oval of the Roval. How many times can you say that? 5 times fast.
Oh, I don't know, but looking at these front two, I'm up here riding with Noko and Wicked. Oh, Noko's going to get a penalty. No, NASCAR didn't give it to him. Wow, that's a surprise.
You lift those tires on the ground. These two have pulled a massive gap.
Huge
Wicked
gap.
to the high side. Yeah, Wicked to the high side. Noko in the middle of the track. Here we go, into the all-important last bus stop. Don't touch that grass too much. You definitely get a penalty. Both of them make it clean smooth. Going up the heartburn turn. Turn number 1, guys. Great racing. These guys have pulled a great, huge Grand Canyon gap.
Yeah, don't forget, these guys are actually teammates. You know, we've got Team Noko up front, and then we've got another Team Noko member sitting in second, so they're definitely going to take their time, give each other room, and just take this away, really.
Definitely. I'm going to flip back here to the battles throughout the field. Let's see how Buck's doing, and we'll keep working our way back through as the leaders have pulled a huge gap, probably about 6 seconds already, I'd think.
Little man's out there in YouTube land. We appreciate him watching out there. Big shout out to him, one of our other Giggity racers. Him and I had a good battle not too long ago. Noko comes down to the inside. Wicked gets a little on the high side. These are custom setups, guys. Everybody's car is going to fall off differently. They will fall off differently if you're on a slider, but depending upon how you drive your car and how you set it up, these these customs will fall off a lot more or a lot less. We talked to Noko and K Daddy earlier. They told us they're not going. This is not a qualifying race. It's a marathon, not a sprint. I like how Noko said that.
Well, and that's how all drivers really have to look at this. Anytime you go to a road course or something like this, you gotta prepare your mindset for that, because one mistake early can really kill you in the long run.
Yeah, I'm just looking here over the number 3 of MP Roofer, a name that hasn't actually been mentioned tonight. This guy here, at the beginning of the season, he wasn't running too great, but then it seems towards the end, he's just running real nice. I can see he's got a little bit of damage on the right side of his car here. Hopefully that's not affecting him too much.
Yeah, I don't think that should here, but you never know, man. The game kind of doesn't really transfer how much damage to the actual viewing range, so...
Oh, Noko gets loose. Loses it coming up off of that right-hander. Puts it in, nose first in. Wicked gets right back on him. A lot of damage.
Look at that damage on his car. Thing is, what's he going to do now? Is he going to let Wicked go by, or is he going to keep that first position?
No, knowing Noko, he's going to stay out front. This is not a big aero track, but we know how this affects the damage. I've heard from people in the past that sometimes damage can actually help your car handle. We don't know. Noko over that turtle. Wicked right behind him. No penalties. They make it through that. Coming through the straightaway, guys.
I mean, look at these guys. They're purely spread out the whole track. We got Noko and Wicked sitting in first and second. Then we got Buck. He's running solo. And then we got RJ Smith. He seems to be chasing down the number 11 of K Tatty there. Some absolutely great racing tonight.
Always, guys, and this was definitely a track that some people were nervous at. Some people were excited to go to. We heard that earlier. Arch, Robbie, I don't know what you guys are. Of these two tracks,
Checkmate's
Texas
got
and
a
the
penalty,
Roval.
guys. Sorry, on the front stretch. Looks like he got to
Oh,
the
that's
bus
not
stop.
good for him. For me, though, of the two tracks, I think I would prefer the Roval over Texas. I like a technical track. I like hitting the brakes. I like turning right, as you all know. Arch, which one of your favorite track here?
Man, I really wasn't a road course fan until I ran that truck race at Canadian Tire. But honestly, my favorite track in the whole game is actually on the dirt side. I really like Jefferson. It's a fun road course. Not a lot of guys like to do. And to get them dirt late models out there and just tear up that speedway, it's a blast to me.
Guys, just a moment ago, we had the number 9 of Checkmate Taylor. He was running in front of K Tatty and RJ Smitty. Ran a little bit wide. K Tatty said, "Thank you very much, and I'll see you later." RJ Smitty looking to do the same. Put it.
Oh, RJ makes
Guess
that
who's
pass.
catching these guys? Guess who's catching these guys? As we're looking at it right there, there's this yellow car back here. He's lurking. He's stalking. There was no cars in the distance behind the 2 leaders, and now we got one creeping up.
Well, Buck Racing, yeah, as his own team captain talked about him earlier in the roundtable heading into tonight's event. I mean, he definitely said to watch out for him, so he knows his drivers and he knows these tracks, and I'm telling you what, if he gives you some advice, we should definitely take it.
Yeah,
It's
I
a great
think the
paint team
Devils.
on Buck, too.
Yeah, it definitely looks really, really nice. That black and yellow with a bit of white looks absolutely fantastic. But I think he's going to spend these first couple of stages just feeling out his car, taking his time, see where he needs to make a few changes, and we'll see him in the top 3 to 5 tonight.
Buck Racing coming out of that infield, that first right-hander to the right-hander right there, grabs a little bit of grass, keeps it under the gas, under power. Obviously, I hear him. I love hearing these cars shift the gears. I love hearing where everybody shifts, but I love hearing it myself. Even if I'm single player, even if I'm on here, hearing a small block V8 shift like that, that's awesome, guys. I love road courses for that.
As I'm on board
also.
with Gatekeeper, and I just watched Noko bicycle it for, oh man, through that chicane, he was almost flipping.
Oh yes, Noko said it earlier. Once I was talking to him, I call it ride the bicycle. He is. That's not something you want to do here, and something you don't really see out of a custom car too much. That just tells you how hard he's driving it because of the pressure his teammates giving him for the points tonight, guys.
Well, Wicked Gatekeeper is definitely not holding back on him as we're still riding over the hood view with him as he's trying to get up here, and it looks like he's going to make it to the inside of Noko. Oh, he backs it out.
Oh.
That's a pretty
Yeah,
close
these
battle
guys
right
have got to
here.
remember, this is just the first stage. You need to take it easy, work together. If me personally, if I was sitting in first and Wicked was running faster, I'd let him go ahead, especially if I've got damage. Noko's car looks absolutely annihilated from my camera view.
Oh,
Then
yeah.
I look at Wicked's, and it's clean as a daisy. Absolutely shining.
Well, that McDonald's 42 is definitely looking pretty, and it looks like he's still trying to make that pass on Noko. I don't know if he's actually trying to stay behind him and just run behind him, or if he's actually just not that much faster.
It's definitely going to be interesting to hear what's going on in the team chat. I'd love to be in there right now.
Fly on
Little
the
bit
wall.
out there. He asked if Larson didn't make it. I just clicked through the all the cameras quite a few times. I don't see Kay Larson out there. That's very uncharacteristic to see him too. Not in a race. Kay Larson always a strong competitor.
He's used to coming to the final bus stop.
Watching Noko go through this again, through that last bus stop, right, his going into turn 1, right into Heartburn turn. How he hits that, his braking points, takes it a little bit wide. Maybe his tires are falling off, but seeing how he takes that last bus stop, a lot of people out there, he might be giving away some of his secrets. But if you want to know how to go fast through the bus stops, I watch Noko right now, guys. He's looking very proficient. High-low, staying off the candy canes, not hitting the turtles. Great braking points, great shift points. Noko's definitely on a rail, even with damage.
Oh, I definitely think he is, but man, Wicked is right there with him, and it's really refreshing to see him up here. Wicked is putting in a heck of a run to sit there and pressure Noko this whole stage.
It's awesome to follow behind Noko, watching that weak car, like you just said, Arj. 2 different lines. Wicked hasn't exactly lost Noko. Noko's probably pulled about 10 cars out on him, but he is not out of this. One mistake from Noko, and he was still there. But these guys, like you said, our teammate, they worked together, setup-wise, line-wise. A little mistake. I don't know if that was a lag on Noko's part. Wicked gets a little loose coming out of that first bus stop.
Oh,
Talking a night out there, look at Book Racing. You know, he ran it a little bit too rough around that chicane. I recommend he recollects himself. Don't worry, you can hit it in the next lap. But he is gaining on both Wicked and Noko. Oh, as I just looked at RJ Smitty, I'm really sorry, guys. I just seen RJ Smitty go flying through the air as he comes around this oval part of the Charlotte Roval.
Little man's out there telling Rupert, you got this, buddy. So, Rupert, if you're listening, you got some fans out there in YouTube land, as we'll get back to Robbie on that accident with RJ. Holy cow, that's not good.
Well, it must have been a glitch because RJ, I was just watching that battle with him and Checkmate, and they were only separated by a couple car lengths. And I just checked back in with them, and they're only separated by, I don't know, maybe about a second now.
Yeah, on my view, it looked like he got a little bit airborne, but this is the problem, you know, with NASCAR Heat 4 on this game. I could see one thing from my point of view, and you could see another thing in yours. That also comes down to the racing as well. On my camera, I couldn't have bumped you, but on yours, I could have made contact. So, you know, that can be tricky.
The one good thing about tonight, though, guys, is even with damage on, you have stages. You have a chance. Go in with custom setup. Maybe make that tire pressure wedge or tape adjustment. Get that car fixed. Get the damage fixed. Make that tweak. But these guys, I don't see making a lot of adjustments in pit lane, seeing how these are customs. And they've probably worked on a long run, not thinking there's going to be a lot of cautions.
I'll be right back, guys. Sorry to interrupt. I'll be right back.
But Wicked wrecks it going through the final chicane.
Oh, that is not good. That's going to lose more time to his teammate Noko.
Yeah, I think Noko's got about 4 seconds now.
Yeah, I saw that right there. Go ahead, Art.
Oh, no, I'm just going to flip through the field. Let's get some time with Roofer. It looks like he's probably still got the cleanest car of all the guys out here. Everybody's managed to sustain some damage.
Just got a little message up here again from Little Man. I can't thank you enough for joining in and commenting. He wants everybody out there in Giggity World to know and pray for Napa Fan and his family. Rough time right now. Thanks for that update, Little Man, and everybody out there will. We have had some tragedies in the last month with all of our drivers, and all of our thoughts and prayers go out to everybody. So Napa Fan, we're thinking about you guys tonight. Thanks, Little Man.
Definitely. It's prayers heading out that way, man, as we sit here and we jump on board with Roofer. I was actually talking to him yesterday, and he wound up finishing, I think it was 5th in the dirt race last night at Bristol. So big shout out to him jumping from the asphalt over to dirt, and he definitely has been proving himself all around and getting better on the asphalt and dirt sides. And it's nice to see him getting these good finishes that he deserves, man, because he's such a good guy. He's fun to talk to, hang out with. Yeah, I really like hanging out with Roofer.
Chris out there wants to say yes with Napa too, but he doesn't want us to forget about Ed though. Ed though, we're thinking about you. We're working. We're trying to do anything we can to help you out there. And once again, we know all about A Trout. Not to take away from him, we will get back to all 3 of those. Well, at least both of those. If I can get an update on Napa Fan, that'd be great. Yeah, it's A Trout and Ed though. We are thinking about you. So thank you, Little Man. Thank you, Chris, for keeping them out there. And we'll keep everybody up to date and. Keep those shares going and keep helping whenever we can, guys.
Smitty and Checkmate. I was going to say, I'm checking with Smitty and Checkmate because that's the closest battle that I keep seeing on the track. These two just can't seem to get any separation from each other.
That's the setups, that's the talent, and that's working with each other. Once you have a team member, I'm not very good at certain mile and a half or even mile tracks. If I get some help with that and anybody else needs help with the road course, perhaps, or even a short track. Again, teammates work together, they help each other, but I'm falling on board with Buck, and that McDonald's car seems to be getting a little bit bigger lap by lap in his giant Lexus windshield.
Yeah, Buck is definitely closing in that gap, ladies and gentlemen. He's just biding his time, like we said in the pre-race. You know, consistency is. I think that's the end of the first stage.
Chris, yes, I need to be reminded out there real quick as we'll give you guys a quick update. It's not just Chris. We all know him as the world-famous dirt driving C-Dub. Made great lengths and strides on the pavement himself, driving for DSR next year. So sorry, Chris, I forgot about that, yes. But Chris out there is C-Dub, so thanks for joining in, C-Dub. If you get a chance, C-Dub, where are you at? I'm not too far from you, buddy.
Somewhere in
We can get a
Canada,
run
eh?
down here. We're going to re-rack them. We're going to re-stack them. You know, I love to say that, guys. This is going to give a chance, Arch, for some of these guys to get right back in it. You know, make a good move on turn one. Not a dive bomb, not put the bumper, not wreck any, but a good move. This is a good chance, though, to get your car fixed, make your adjustments, get 4 freshies, get that belly full of fuel, get right back out there, make a couple passes. Again, most of these guys are in the points. We are still going to have 2 go home after the race as we get ready to go green flag, and it looks like Noco is starting third. I don't know if that's a pit strategy on Wicked, but guys, we got a little bit of a change up here.
Well, I think that might have been Noco having more damage, whereas his team had to repair more damage than Wicked's. Oh, as they smash him.
Noco just absolutely gets hammered from behind. Big pile up. Sorry, guys, if that's not a caution, I don't know what would be.
That's definitely going to be a caution. And Puddin said it earlier. We're going to re-rack them and we're going to re-stack them. Let's go get your racing, boys. Just remember, take it easy into that first time. Take your turn.
Now, if you're Noco, knowing that you've got damage, you got 4 good tires and plenty of fuel, do you go get that damage fixed or you stay out for track position? A lot of these guys are going to play that mind game. Roval is one of those places where track position and pit strategy can't come into play.
Well, I think as Noco, you guys know, we all saw that first stage that he had the fastest car out there. He was able to get out front. Now it's a matter of if Wicked was holding back. So we have this second stage. If I was Noco, I'd fix that damage, get 4 fresh stickers, and just pick them off one by one, take my time over the course of the next couple laps, and try to close out stage 2 with a top 3 finish.
Looks like he stays out, or maybe it looks like he went and got that damage repaired. He has fallen way back, 2, 4, 6, 8. Looks like he might be in 9th position right now. These guys are in trouble. That notorious black number 1 already making 2 passes, going in turn 1, heartburn turn. Wicked Gatekeeper still out front, right behind the 11 of K Taddy. Guys, this was that tricky infield part we were talking about. Everybody going single file, making that right-hander, making a little straightaway up to that right-hander. You want to arch this turn. Don't hit that blue turtle. Get a good run. Don't hit that candy cane right there. Rear end will come loose. Down the straightaway, up the 3rd gear, back down to 2nd, making an inside move goes. We see Noco. Go ahead, Arch. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I'm right on board with the leader. Looking back from his cars, he's got a challenge coming from Mills and Buck. He got a little bit wide through that little horseshoe, I like to call it, section there, and definitely let these guys close it.
Yeah, look at the number 20. We got the number 1 of Noco on the outside. Let's see what happens when they come into the chicane here.
This is one of the trickier ones. This is the tight net one. You have to get hard on them binders right here. Noco up.
Oh, Wicked spins coming out of it.
Wicked does hit the turn. Look at this, guys. Noco's just going to play that patience game, but he's super fast. He's going to get right back behind his teammate. It would not surprise me to see these guys work together and get back to the front, but this is what the other guys wanted to see right now. Noco puts the left tires in the grass, hits that bus stop perfect. No penalty. He knows this track, guys. He knows how to get around here. Already caught 2-3 seconds behind him. Checkmate Taylor. We got K Taddy around the outside of his teammate, right behind K Taddy in that 11 car, going in on the inside. Right-hander to right-hander. Who's going to make a mistake? Who's going to go wide? Who's going to hit a turtle? Nobody. Everybody's got to be easy on the throttle, guys. Holy cow. Intense racing back here from Noco, trying to get back to the front.
I'm not sure what he did on that pit stop, guys.
In first position, we have the number 2 of Mills. Come on, Mills, you can do it, mate. I know I'm not supposed to say that because I'm Team Noco, but it's good to see him shine here.
Oh,
Noco on the inside of K Taddy. K Taddy, they make a little bit of contact on the outside of Noco. Coming onto the turns 1 and 2 of NASCAR 1 and 2. There are literally, looks like K Taddy falls back just a little bit. He wants to go single file. This is not a turn. This is definitely not a turn. Definitely. I'm pulling the rain, man. Not going to go 1 and 2. Noco on the brake way early. Look at that. Chuckmate and K Taddy dive bomb him on the outside. Great passes by both. He gets right back around Chuckmate. K Taddy on the inside. Noco on the outside. They're going into this first, the second bus stop. Guys, this is so intense. I don't mean to overtalk you guys, man. I'm just watching
K
Taddy making a mistake. No, go ahead,
He was
guys. I'm
running
sorry to
so
overtalk y'all.
well. He
No,
went in
man.
so hard through that chicane. I couldn't believe he made it through. But then coming to that last turn, he hit that wall. How unfortunate for the number 11 at KT.
Checkmate gets a little loose underneath Noko. He falls back behind Wicked and Smitty. You got them 3 cars under a blanket right there. It looked like 20 is on pit road, you guys.
Oh, I hope that's not the real, not because of a lag issue. Maybe he was just trying a little pit strategy. Maybe he wants to get some damage fish to try to get some lap time out here. You're not going to go down a lap if you go on pitch on the right pit strategy here. That's something that a lot of people say. Next race we're going to talk about a little bit more at Texas. You will see those guys have to play that pit strategy right, otherwise you'll go a lap down. Noko right back here again, single file by himself. He's got free track. I feel sorry for everybody in front of him.
You guys, Mills has opened up quite a lead up there by himself right now. Honestly, he's got about a 4 or 5 second lead over Buck. As Wicked's starting to kind of close that gap on his team captain over there, Noko.
I'm sorry, Robbie. Go ahead and take it. I just get a little excited sometimes, buddy. I just saw that. Go ahead, buddy.
No, you're good, man. I was just asking you a question, that's all. So, but yeah, let's get back to the race here. So go with the flow is a name that we're not actually said too much. He seems to be running a little bit
KT's
rough
round
here
at the start finish, guys.
It seems like KT is getting a little bit frustrated. He needs to compose himself and just burn his laps here one by one and just take his time.
Well, that's the thing, guys. We were talking about coming into this race. He has been eliminated from the other Cup Series playoffs that we have. So for him, this is important.
Robbie.
Yeah, I'm going to be away from the mic just for 1 second, guys. I'll be back in a minute. Really do apologise.
No, you
Great
guys are fine.
race.
As I check in with Checkmate and RJ Smitty here, they're still, even another stage, these guys are still nose to tail fighting out for it, man. These guys cannot separate themselves today, and this is the closest battle that we have on the track currently.
Little man out there in YouTube Giggity World, he's like, y'all are awesome. Make me feel like I'm listening to a real MRN radio. We appreciate that. We try our best up here. I apologize to the other guys for talking to them every now and then. I just get so excited sometimes, guys, especially with the intense racing that we have and the drivers that we have and the situation that we are under with the points. So I apologize to my fellow commentators if I am over talking to you guys.
Oh, I don't ever worry about that, man. I love hearing you, Puddin', man. You bring us some really good coverages and stuff, man. So anytime I can sit here and listen to you talk and broadcast is a good time for me, as I just sit here and try and flip through the field and fill you guys in when I can. As Checkmate puts it in the wall, trying to stay in front of Smitty. And Smitty's going to open that gap by about a second now as they're going through this tight infield.
Watching Wicked Gatekeeper, guys. I mean, I love myself road course. I think I'm pretty proficient at it, but watching these guys, their braking points, their upshift points, their downshift points, everything is intense. I'm learning from this. That's why I love being up here in the booth with these guys. You're learning from the best. Back here with Wicked Gatekeeper, he just pulled that inside, the inside of that track so well. That infield is so difficult to navigate, and he did it great. If you're not super careful, you get on that throttle real hard, you're going to loop it. Wicked Gatekeeper going back into this backstretch. He goes into the first chicane, or bus stop as we all know it, and he is making up some time on these guys. I wouldn't want to see that red car either, just like his teammate, the black car of Noko. You don't want to see that either.
Yeah, he's and that's what Buck's dealing with right now, is Noko's really closed the gap on him. As Noko gets in the wall at start finish line, or Buck gets into the wall, Noko goes by him as they head down into turn 1.
We got our buddy out there, Hunty, another great competitor out here in Katy Racing League. Thanks for joining in, man. We appreciate it. Wicked Gatekeeper is making great ground up on these guys. They don't realize how close he's coming because they are racing each other. You make a mistake because the person in front of you, it looks like the car in front of him is starting to do that. Wicked Gatekeeper has nobody in front of him, nobody behind him, but the cars in front of him, he is gaining seconds. Looks like I think that ends the first stage.
Oh, yep, okay. Well,
is that a caution or a stage again?
That'd be stage 2, wouldn't it?
Yep.
I'm not too sure if it's an actual caution or stage end, but I did see the number 9 of Checkmate Taylor on the home stretch.
That is the end of stage 2, fellas. I just get the update. So we have Mills wound up taking that stage. Noko's in second. Buck is in third, followed by Wicked Gatekeeper MP Roofer, Checkmate Taylor, K-Taddy, Smitty, and then Flo.
We got another little message out there. This one goes out to one particular in our broadcast booth from the little man himself. He says, Robbie, hey buddy, what's up?
How you doing, dude? It's good to hear from you, and it's good to see you watching.
Here we go. Robbie, go ahead, take this one away.
Gentlemen, start your engines, rack 'em and stack 'em. Here we go. Get your racing, boys. As they're coming into turn 1, the number 2 of Mills running it nice and tight. Noko on the outside, and an absolutely fantastic job. Takes that first place. Arch.
Well, as he's going to go through this next horseshoe section, Noko is definitely pulled out front, and I'm sure he's trying to get some redemption after that last stage being a little bit shaky for him. He likes the front, he likes the lead, and he likes these guys looking at his back bumper.
I just changed to the rear view camera as I follow Noko. Mills is right there still with him, 2-3 car lengths right behind him. And behind Mills, everybody is right there. Still close, tight net. Coming through the infield, pulling it up onto NASCAR 1 and 2. We're headed down there. One of the fastest sections on the track, guys. They're going to head down to the first bus stop. Again, this is where mistakes can be made, so it's the second one. Well, actually, it's the Roval. Mistakes can be made everywhere. Unfortunately, we've seen that. Noko makes it clean through there. Hits that, perfect. Those little candy canes, no turtles. Noko flies through that. One of the fastest times I think I've seen through that.
Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, these guys are definitely speeding as they come through turns 3 and 4 as they come down to the second chicane. Looks like Mills and Buck might have caught a little bit of grass there. It looks like Mills got a penalty.
Yeah, I think he might have.
Yeah, he got a NASCAR penalty.
Oh, and so did number 9 just got really loose. We all knew who that is. Our good friend Buck.
For me personally, I think that penalty is a serious pain in the butt. I mean, they need to ghost the cars quicker, because when somebody gets a penalty in front of you, you just drive straight into the back of them. You suffer so much damage, it's unreal. Yeah. And when we're doing league races like tonight, it just ruins the whole race for a lot of drivers.
No,
I agree with you. I think that penalty should be hitting that turtle itself, because it upsets the car so much, Robbie, that it throws you off your line, gives everybody the opportunity to get around you. That should be penalty enough. Not hold you for 5 seconds, not ghost you for another 3 seconds after you're held, which can potentially hold people up behind you.
I totally agree with you, and I'm sure Arch would as well. I mean, Arch, when you've been on this track before, you're normally a dirt driver. When you've been on this track, has it ever happened to you?
Oh, it happens all the time, and I don't even feel like I'm actually deserving of the penalty. And a lot of times I feel like I only get like 2 tires off, and it still will register a penalty. So I definitely think that's something that they need to work on in the next one, because anytime you're going through them chicanes, if you mess up at all, you're already penalizing yourself enough. There's no room for error in these chicanes in this track, so it's definitely difficult.
Yeah,
guys, somebody we talked with it earlier. Again, I spoke about him in the Giggity Racing Roundtable. He spoke to me earlier pre-race. Guess who's up there in 4th? That number 11. He said, I am training a new game style tonight, new patience level, and it seems to be working out for him. He's already up to 4th after the stages and everything. Let's see how everything works out for our Commander-in-Chief, the big man himself, K-Taddy.
Yeah, you also got to remember tonight, sorry I actually quickly cut you off there, I do apologise, but you got to remember tonight, guys, as well, these guys are running custom setups. These are the cars that are built from the ground up themselves. You know, some of the teams, they'll work together and say, look, I've got this, and then they'll send it away to another team driver, they'll make a few changes and send it back to them, but, you know, they built these cars from the ground up themselves, and I believe they've done a really, really good job.
I agree with that. A lot of people out there don't realize what it takes to actually come up with the custom, Robbie, and the time and effort. People just get online, grab a name, grab a setup, and they run with it. But that setup is made specifically for them. You might be able to take a little bit of a left, a little bit of a right, or maybe a 1 or maybe a 2, and then the best thing to do is piece yourself together. Oh, look at that Wicked Gatekeeper on the outside of number 2 of Mills. The number 20 car looks like he got a little slow off that inside bus stop. Wicked Gatekeeper in the back of him. Wicked on the outside pass, going through Heartburn turn and turn 1, guys. Great intense racing, 3-way battle back here. But
and here comes Mills at the back of him, look.
Yeah, look at that. Wicked Gatekeeper said, here I am.
And we got the number 2 of Mills, he's like, I'll take that, thank you very much. And he looks to pull away from that driver there and say, I'll see you guys later, and focuses on Wicked Gatekeeper here.
Little man just said you can tell why watching these guys. These guys put a lot of work into their car, a lot of hard work. You can
Most
tell the
definitely.
difference between us because a difference between a slider and a custom, everything. Not apples and oranges, it's apples and bananas.
Oh
You
yeah.
can run 2-3 seconds quicker on a custom arch.
Oh yes, yeah. You can. The customs definitely make a huge difference here as long as you're trying to be competitive.
Two of Mills makes the outside pass, pulls the unfamiliar spot for Wakey Gatekeeper, seeing more than one car in front of him. He's seen it quite a bit the second stage. First stage, he was right there behind his team member, guys.
Well, Mills was the pick by NoCo tonight to get up here and surprise everybody. So don't be surprised if he's up there by the end of this race.
Just to let everybody know, Robbie is from Australia.
Just to let everybody know, I am not from Australia. And Arch, would you please vouch for that and tell him I am not
Roofers in the
from
wall in front of
Australia.
Mills and Wicked. As Robbie is
That's
not from Australia, that's Falcon. But I don't think Robbie's ever seen a kangaroo.
G'day, get yourself a free wallaby. And as I say that, the number 3 of MP Roofer, he had unfortunate accident there. He's got loads of damage. He's recollect himself here. He's probably a little bit gutted, but he's going to sit at the back here and probably wait for a caution to come out.
As I'm watching Taddy, him and Mills or Smitty are still racing pretty hard with Flo, and them three are running onto NASCAR 1 and 2 right now.
Guys, we have such great racing tonight. I can't wait to see. MP Roofer is a great racer. If it wasn't for Robbie, I wouldn't even been able to even commentate, let alone drive for Giggity. Then driving a little bit in fun races, I had the opportunity that MP Roofer and Eto both picked me up. Due to a little trade issue, I got switched over to Shin Motorsports. Can't wait to race for you next year, Robbie. But MP Roofer, one of these guys who puts hours upon hours upon hours into his car. I talked to him one day last week, and he said he did over 1,000 laps on a custom setup just to get the car dialed in. So if you're telling me that this is yeah, I was just gonna say if you don't say that's insane and that's not dedication and that is not perfection, I don't know what is. MP Roofer, Edo, everybody over at DSR, they put their work in, just like we're going to do over there with Shin Racing next year.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah,
Wicked
most
Gatekeepers
definitely.
all over Mills right now, guys.
Wicked Gatekeeper right here behind the two of the Mills. I didn't want to say it earlier on the Giggity Roundtable. I had two different picks for wins, but Mills was a dark horse in my opinion. One of those silent but sneaky guys, starting to prove it tonight. Proving that he does love a road course. Invited me to a couple road course challenges that he put together himself, excuse me. So I felt pretty privileged by that. We know Mills can drive a road course, and he's starting to pull away from Wicked Gatekeeper in that 42.
Yeah, I should say that Wicked's probably... Sorry, Arch. I'm thinking... well, I'm actually here riding on the hood of Wicked Gatekeeper, and he's probably thinking to himself, you know, come here, and then a word I'm not allowed to say, but he needs to keep himself composed. He needs to try not push too hard, and just ride your line, and you'll catch him in no time.
Guys, we have so many people out there in Gaty YouTube land. Arch, I'll let you take this over. I got to do a little responding here. I got to keep up with everybody out there. We have so many fans. They are fellow participants, but we also, like I said, we have friends and family out there who watch all of these races, who don't race with us, who we'd love to have come with us. So thanks for joining us. I'll let you two take it for a second while I try to catch up on this.
Well, it's definitely a pleasure to be able to bring this to you guys, and you guys showing your support is why we continue to do it, and we strive to bring you guys the best and the most coverages we can. I really hate the night that we missed being able to show you guys the best racing, so thank you.
They're proving why they are the best, Robbie.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate, you know, all the support we get from not only the drivers, but also from the people that actually watch races. Some of these guys that actually watch our broadcast while we're live or afterwards are actually not even a member of Giggity. Some of them are actually from the Pro League also. We've got the Red 4424. We know Fluffy from time to time, he checks in also. And it's really good to have these people support. And talking of support, I'd like to take a minute just to talk about the support that Giggity Racing League gives to others. We've got a few fundraisings going on at the minute. We've got a fundraiser of Edto's. Hopefully we can get the link of that in the comments. There's also another one about A Trout. He's actually a Team Noco driver. I'm sure you heard about his story. And one to look for in later on this year is going to be the Great Ormond Street Hospital, also known as GOSH, which is a children's hospital. We're looking to raise money for them this season also.
Well, it's the same thing
Yeah,
that they do here at Giggity.
yeah, I was going to bring that. I didn't want to bring that up, but wanted to at least bring that to your attention. So thanks for bringing that up, Robbie.
Not a problem.
As I see a battle on the infield right now, we're going to jump over to RJ Smitty, checkmate, and what is that, Roofer? I think Roofers might be a lap down, though, with all the issues that he had. I'm not too sure.
Maybe, quite possibly.
Guys, I get so excited out there watching these races. I apologize. I mean, the intense racing that we get, the cleanliness that we get,
Oh, me too.
the situation that we're under, Robbie, with the points. I mean, everything counts tonight. I mean, two people after these two races are not going to be able to contend for the championship of Custom Cup Giggity Racing League tonight. That says a lot. So there's a lot on the line for these guys.
Yeah, I think Arch is just going to pull up the points for us and actually tell us how close they are for these guys.
As Arch is trying to find his phone, because Arch was not expecting. As we're watching RJ Smitty trying to close in on checkmate as we go through the chicane here right by the start-finish line. And these guys have been, like I said, they've been racing close together all night. These two are just really evenly matched, and it's really nice to see. As we have our points leader, Noco, just blazing out front. He's got a little bit of a lead over Buck right now. And he's so smooth. He's so consistent, man. No matter what track we... Oh, it's Smitty and checkmate get together. Smitty is around. Oh, wow.
Not a good section to get turned around on, because if you lose speed on that infield section there, Arch, the guy in front of you can pull out in front of you, and it looks like he's incurred some damage. I can't tell if that's a lag on my end, or if he's got damage, but it looks like he does on my screen. So yeah, that's a bad.
From that.
Yeah, that's not a good area to lose momentum to. Which the Roval. Nothing is a good. There's not a good spot to lose momentum to anybody, because you have so many high speed to low speeds, and by the time you get up to speed, they're into their low speed, but back up to high speed as you're going under the low speed. I don't know if that made any sense. It did in my mind, guys.
Well, it definitely, to a driver, it would make a little bit of sense, especially the ones that run this track, and this track is so difficult. But as you guys brought up, we got Noco out there leading the points. He's got 1,540 points. Heading into tonight's race, we had RJ Smitty in second with 1512. Buck is at 1505. Wicked's at 1504. K Teddy's at 1501. And the other three drivers do not have any extra playoff points coming in. So you got Mills, Checkmate, and Flo all tied down there at 1500. Like we said going into this and in the roundtable and stuff, there's 12-point difference between second place and 8th place heading into this race. This race is huge, and it's really going to set the tone for the next race that we go into later on tonight.
Every position, every point counts, especially when you're only within 12 with one another. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what can you say? I have nothing else to say to that, guys. That's how close it is. That's how close the racing's been all year. That's what you can expect from Giggity Racing.
Well, and that's the thing, is that's why you see a lot of these drivers maybe overdriving their cars, or, you know, doing things that they wouldn't normally do, is because that's how close it is. One position can save you. One stage can save you. It's going to come down to the wire, and I'm telling you, the pressure builds, and these guys, some guys don't handle pressure well, as we begin to see as these playoffs wind down.
This is definitely not a track where you want to do that mirror driving. Like you said, when somebody's behind you that you know can't put pressure on you, you have to focus on this. We said it a lot. One of my favorite lines or sayings, and I've heard you say it quite a bit too, Arch: race the racetrack, not the driver. If you got somebody in your rearview mirror, shut that SOB off. You want to go straight. You want to focus on your marks. You want to hit your braking points, hit your acceleration points. Don't worry about the guy behind you. Try, focus on what you got to do. Make them work harder. Noko said it earlier in the roundtable. He likes to make people work their car out, run it. So maybe these guys can take something from that.
Well, and that's the thing. If you're going to be one of the guys, you want to run with a mirror or something like that, or if you want to focus on the guys behind you, hey, if you're that concerned and he gets up to you, just let him by. Because to me, I'd rather let a guy go by and lose one position than race him too hard and us lose tons of position.
Exactly. If you lose more, oh, our wicked gatekeeper comes out of that second bus stop, smacks the wall, going down that front straightaway, going into the Hartford turn. No harm, no foul for him. He stays in it there. But yes, that's exactly right, Arch. Don't you just? I'd rather lose 1 point than numerous points by racing them too hard and taking both of us out, and then having
Sorry to interrupt
controversy
you
after.
guys,
Smitty's
but
getting a
there's a
penalty.
really Smitty got a penalty earlier also, so that's another one. But there's close racing here between Checkmate Taylor and MP Ruther. It looks absolutely amazing. They're giving each other room, making sure they don't collide.
Oh, they both got
get
loose
a little
there.
bit loose. Yeah, they both got loose. So MP Ruther looks like he's got a bit of ground to make here.
Yeah, it definitely does. They were doing a little bit of a tandem slide there for a minute, and that's a good thing there for maybe them that they both got loose. That way they didn't get into each other, because you know how easy it is if the car in front of you breaks traction to get into that guy, because you're just moving so much quicker than they are at that time and place.
Yeah, following back real quick to drop back. I see MP Rupert back here. It looks like he's got a lot of damage to his car. Don't know how I can see it. Oh, Chuckmate Taylor, that 9 loses the rear end coming over that corner. That's an elevation change on that infield we were talking about. He gets on that accelerator a little too much, and guess what? It cost him. MP Rupert right around him, Arch.
Well, definitely, and that's what I'm saying. This track is so treacherous. There, at any point spot on this track, you can bring this car around. This track, the hard braking sections, the tight technical sections, the high speed sections, this track is a driver's worst nightmare.
If you like a good technical track, come test your skills here at Giggity Racing. We race this a couple times a year. Yes, like he said, there's braking points, there's acceleration points, and let's not forget to bring up those turtles. You hit that the wrong way, it will toss you. You want to hit those, I call them braking bumps, even though they're not. That's just a motorcycle term. You want to hit those candy canes the right way to help get that car rotated and turned around.
And not to pull away from the racing, but we're going to check back in here with our leader, Noko, and we're just going to ride with him for a second, man. Just show you guys how he's gotten this lead. I mean, the smoothness of him as he's coming across the start-finish line. He's putting in a heck of a race, guys. He's probably got about a 7-second lead over second place right now, and he's just out there running his race. He's going for that drive for 5, like we said, and as long as he can keep everything going the way it's going right now, it looks like he might be bringing home that checkered flag.
Little man out there in YouTube world, he says, I hate a road course. If that's the case, I'll race you at a road course any day, little man. At least I can gain one spot there and some points when it comes down to it next year. I can't race the race with you, buddy.
I'm not a fan of road courses whatsoever.
But you're so proficient at them, though, Robbie. You did this track at 100% one night, 109 laps. These guys are only doing 54. How's 109 laps here? How did that make you feel? Or were you on a wheel or a controller when you did it?
I was on a wheel when I did it, and I'll tell you what, the next day I was very, very stiff. There's a few other words I would like to say, but I'm not allowed. We've got to keep this PG. But yeah, it's fair to say, doing this track
Oh,
on
Buck makes a
wheel
mistake and
really
gets a penalty back. No, it didn't give him a penalty. It let him keep going.
A bit of luck there from Buck Racing. But also, we also missed Checkmate Taylor. He actually took the pit, a green flag pit stop, and we've also got Go With The Flow sitting in pit lane as well. So is that a lag out? Or did he decide to leave?
I think Flo left the race, but Wicked has definitely made a pit stop. I scanned through and saw Wicked when he was on pit lane. So we've got 2 drivers that have already made their pit stops that we know of.
Watching this race back here with MP Roofer and 11. We all know who that is. K Taddy. MP Roofer knocking on that door. He's saying, knock, knock, knocking on K Taddy's door. K Taddy was looking forward to doing well tonight. Put a lot of work in today, but MP Roofer, we know what kind of dedication it is. Like I said, he did over 1,000 laps. He did 500 at Darlington the other day, guys. That's a lot of laps. As we see him going into that chicane, and MP Roofer makes the pass on K Taddy. K Taddy to the inside. They are side by side, coming out of the turn. MP Roofer on the high side. K Taddy on the low side. Not one going to give up an inch. K Taddy looks like he's going to duck down the end and make a green flag pit stop. Gives MP Roofer that position. But Gaze, MP Roofer's on a mission tonight.
Yeah, Roofer's definitely out there trying to make up a lot of ground from an earlier mistake. So it's good to see him trying to push this, get back up there, get him a top 5 out of the night.
Guys, I'm so sorry to both of you and everybody out there. I get so excited sometimes. I'm not trying to intimidate anybody, but I mean, with NASCAR season being off in real life, I'd rather watch this every Wednesday and Sunday than one Sunday race every week, if not more than that, since we race
You're
here in
good,
Katy
buddy.
Racing
No,
almost
that's all right.
7 days a week.
Everybody loves to hear you talk. I mean, you are so funny, and everybody loves your commentary as well. You know, it's definitely something that you're really, really good at, and you got the talent for it. So,
Dude, we
you
could
know,
sit
I
here
do
perfectly quiet, and you could do the whole broadcast, and wouldn't nobody care.
Exactly.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I do appreciate the nice words from a couple of my good friends up here in the booth. Love being in the booth. This is Puddin'. We got Archangel. We got my man, Australian Robbie. He's going to hate saying that, but again, we have a little banner going back and forth. I'm telling you guys, though, I love being up here in the booth with you guys. We can bounce off each other. We work so well, and when they give us racing like this, the commentators, I'm seeing MP Roofer come in to make his green flag pit stop right now, guys. Do you think he's going to fix that damage, or he said, hey, I was competitive enough. Give me 4 freshies and a belly full of fuel.
I'd leave the damage right now and try to make up as much ground on this track as possible, because we don't know if we're going to get a caution between now and the end of this race. As we've been letting you do your thing, Pinky Puddin', and we got no problem with it, buddy.
Okay, that's
And
what I
there
get.
it
I love.
is.
I was waiting for it. Absolutely love it. We're gonna watch this pit stop from MP Roofer. Thank you guys for being my friends. Thank you guys for inviting me. Robbie, thanks for getting me in the giggity. Noko, RJ.
Neko's on pit stop. Mills is coming in the pit too.
But I think Noko is okay. Pink Panther. We all know about it.
Well, I figure if you're gonna go over there and call him Australian Robbie, you know, somebody's got to come back at you, you know.
Well, 10-4, I agree with that. But let's bring up a point that we have not brought up earlier. This pit lane, hard to get on, very difficult to get off of, guys, once you get out there. It does not appear that Roofer fixed this damage, so I'm going to flip through real quick.
Yeah, there could be a slight glitch on your screen there, as we all know.
Definitely could be,
Sometimes
yeah.
they repair the damage and it doesn't show you, which is unfortunate. Just looking at Mills, he's coming out the pits here, and a moment ago, Noko had done his pit stop, and be interesting to know where they're currently sitting at, but unfortunately we can't find out just yet. But as soon as we know, we'll let you know.
Guys, following along with our fearless leader back here, it appears that he's got damage again. I can't tell if he did not repair it or if it's a glitch on my screen. K-Taddy looking very strong. He's changed his game plan. I've said it once, I've said it twice, I'll say it a third time. He said, I'm not going to be so patient tonight. I'm going to go, well, I can't say what I'm going to say, but he's going to go guns out tonight. He's got to. Everybody in the points has to, because, again, after Texas, which we cannot wait to bring you here in Giggity Racing League, they will be 2 eliminated tonight.
Well, that's refreshing to hear out of Taddy, because Taddy is such a, as we watched Wicked Gatekeeper go past Checkmate, going through NASCAR 1 and 2, Taddy is so conservative when it comes to being on the track, and he shows so much respect to the other drivers that sometimes he gets taken advantage of. So for him to go out there and start pushing it a little bit harder and not afraid to tangle with another driver, that's definitely something that we need to see from him, because he gives so much to this league to sit there and let so many guys go by him cleanly. He needs to go out there and just push it.
There's something that I wanted to mention earlier while it was brought up at the Giggity Roundtable. Everybody join into Archangel's Giggity Roundtable. We're going to bring you updates every week from all the series. We're going to bring new drivers in every week. So please pay attention to that. But I did want to bring this up a little bit, though. Robbie, I know you have the same patience level as K-Taddy. You guys kind of hold back, wait for people, but sometimes it puts you in the wrong place at the right time. Do you think that's a good strategy for him to change tonight?
No, I think it's a strategy to keep. I mean, he's not the only one that does it as well. There's also MP Roofer. We both have really similar driving styles and patience as well, but K-Tati normally sits at the back first couple of stages, and then during the third stage he'll just relax, and then towards the end, I mean maybe 10 to go, he'll start making a really big push and gain some positions. Not only that, he also picks up on other people's mistakes as well. So being patient, it can pay off, but sometimes, well, it's like flipping a coin. You're either going to get heads or tails. You know, you're either going to get the position or you're going to get wrecked.
Jumping back real quick though, watching Kate Taddy having the honor. I will say that it is an honor not only to broadcast with Gary, but the honor to broadcast with you guys. Watching Kate Taddy at a super speedway not too long ago, his custom setup was insane. He could go to the outside. He could pull to the outside and pull cars that were in the draft. His setup was, as we see him go head first on the inside, coming out of that infield, out on the NASCAR 1 and 2 guys. Kate Taddy's super speedway setup is pretty insane. He has proved that he is the threat to be reckoned with here in Cup, and there's no reason why he shouldn't be there.
Well, not just in Cup. I mean, this guy's leading the dirt points. Like, people that don't really pay attention to dirt racing don't understand how important that is or how vital that is for his success all around the league. He's stepping into something that he's not familiar with, and he is being conservative, getting the finishes that he needs, and he might just be bringing home a championship at the end of the season.
Robbie, let's. I'll give this one to you. Explain what everything that Giggity has to offer. Everything.
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much said it yourself. They have to offer everything. You know, you come in, you join up, and you race along with the developmental series. The captain will pick you up, and then they'll start working with you. But not only that, you can sit in developmental, and some of the actual other drivers from that series will help you as well. The help that I got when I joined Giggity was absolutely unreal. I couldn't believe it, and my driving has improved so much.
I would say that you still drive from the right side of the car.
Yeah, which is why my pit stops probably take so long, you know, because I have to switch from one side to the other, you know, quickly run around, quick, let's go. But yeah, the help that people give here is absolutely amazing, not only for the actual game, but in real life too. With the charities we have going on, we do charity races, we do free wide salutes to support those that are suffering as well. It's absolutely amazing, and I love the people here, and it's one big family.
I would bet a dime to a donut that not only that everybody here will help everybody, and I'm not going to give away a super secret, but I'll tell you guys something. But again, bring it back to the charities. Over the last 2 months, whether it be Christmas time, whether it be people's injuries, whether it be people's lifestyles, everybody has been there to help people. Somebody needed a PS4, guess what? He had it in 2 hours. Somebody needed help with their medical bills, Giggity was there. Somebody needed help with something else, they were there. But it also goes back down to the gameplay. You want help driving? You need some setups? They are there. Now, guys, 2 weeks ago, Canadian Motorsports Park, truck, me, like I said, I was at a friend's house. I'm actually technically signed with Shin Motorsports. I am a truck driver. Next year, I didn't have anybody to talk to in a chat, and guess who took me in?
I got
everybody at Underdog Racing took me in and said, "We don't want you to be alone." Now, did I hear their quote-unquote secrets? How they work together? Yes. Am I going to give that out? No, because K-Taddy has a way of running everything. But I cannot thank everybody enough at Underdog Racing. Enough. Dude, it was so awesome not to ride solo. They took me in under that small circumstance, and then even at the top level of life threatening circumstances, everybody's there for us. That's what Giggity is.
Well, that's the best part about it, man. We're a family here, and we love supporting each other, whether it comes from setups or whether it comes for outside of racing. I mean, our lives go beyond this game. Sometimes people forget that when they get in the heat of the moment, but it's awesome to watch.
Not to interrupt you, Chuckmate Taylor spun around in a bus stop. Go ahead, though, Art.
Oh no, you're good. We're just sitting here. Everybody's pretty much spread out, except for now. With that, Mills is actually pretty close to Checkmate, or K-Taddy, sorry. So I'm going to sit here and watch this battle for a second and see how Bossman and Mills wind up going through here.
No, we even saw it last night in the Dirt League. Robbie, our good friend from over the pond, not a big dirt racer. Oh, as we see Checkmate Taylor hit that turtle again, get a penalty. Something I think they need to work on. He's back underway, lights the tires and hits the tires, baby. Gone. But, Robbie, last night in the dirt race, so you're having an unfortunate race. You saw the leaders coming. You pulled aside and let them go by. We see that quite a bit again, too. There is so much mutual respect from, whether it be reality to, I'll call this virtual reality, that's what Giggity has to offer everybody, man. Chuckmate Taylor bounced the wall again. He's having a rough infield right now.
Yeah, just before I go off of that pudding, I'd just like to say to Checkmate, just keep going, dude. Don't quit. Keep pushing. Take your time. Compose yourself, and find that line again. But yeah, racing dirt last night dirt's not really something I race often. At the beginning of the season, I'll give it a go, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to stick to asphalt. But then I went back to dirt last night, and it was really, really good to race in that race. I know that I didn't have a great race, but seeing those boys race side by side, the way they did was absolutely amazing. Dirt is not easy. Even when you're doing it on the wheel, it is so tough, and fair play to those guys.
And that's where you say that you didn't have a great race, but you made it to the A main, and you wound up, making it through. And to me, I mean, that's a great race because you have some great competition just to get your way into that A main. As you see that me, Pickle, and Bad Moon all had to come from the B main, so the level of talent there is pretty high. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to go there, but
I was having a little bit of a rough race, and unfortunately I got caught up with another car, and I was faster than him, and he seemed to race, completely fine when he was ahead of me, but when it come to him, he was, sort of cut my nose off a few times, but that happens. I mean, there's no point getting too frustrated about it. And just a reminder, guys, if you do have any problems, we said it in the before we actually did tonight's race. If you have a problem, just go to your captain. Don't forget, clip it. Well, it's a case of clip it or zip it, is what I say. So
I like that. That's cool. Yeah, clip it or zip it. Yes. But everybody seems to work everything out again, and our administrators, all of them, have a life. They have families. They've got jobs. And they still find a way to make everything work throughout everybody's issues, Robbie. And that's awesome. Again, we brought it up earlier in the roundtable, K-Taddy being not necessarily pinpointed, Noko being one of them, RJ Smitty, you, RKM, everybody else out there. I'm sorry that I gave you a headache, Robbie. Don't tell me to shush. But guys, these guys take time out of their day to reevaluate the issue that you had in your race. You guys know that says something. That's how much dedication they have too. So it's awesome. And I was informed tonight by our fearless leader that I'll never be in Cup, because he said, how are you going to drive a Cup car and be in the booth? And I said, you know what, if I ever get to Xfinity, I'll be happy with that, because I love commentating these Cup races.
We love having you up here, man. You bring a lot of excitement to this series and to every series that you get on, man. So don't ever take yourself lightly, man, because you're definitely a fan favorite being up here in this booth and also on the track, man. I love hanging out with you, buddy.
I do too, Arch. And like I said, I know I've been a little vacant lately. I haven't been around. I had some stuff going on. My life happened. I've just been able to jump in, commentate, jump back out. As you all know, we travel a lot. My wife's on night shifts. I try to stay awake with her at night now, just so she doesn't feel so lonely. And when I'm on the PlayStation, guess what? She can't watch TV, even though we watch it off the PlayStation. So I do have to give a shout out to Money Mike and Noko, because last night while we were watching a movie, that the chat commentary that they were shooting out, even though I didn't respawn, was absolutely hilarious. I picked up on what was going on, but my wife was like, why are your friends blowing us up while I'm watching a movie? But Noko, Money Mike, that was absolutely funny.
We have to give a shout out to your wife, man. She puts up with a lot, with the demands that we ask out of you, man, and how much we love having you around and the things that you do for us. So, I mean, Miss Puddin', thank you, sweetheart, for letting him come in and hang out and have some fun with the boys.
Well, I definitely know she appreciates that. She went, as you guys know, she is a nurse. She's not necessarily a, what do they call it, a first responder, but she is a nurse, and 12 on, 12 off, especially working at nights. Nights She hasn't done that in a while, so Arch, I'll definitely make sure that she not only I relay that to her, but that she hears that on the broadcast, because I know that will mean a lot to her. So thank you.
Oh, no problem, man. We definitely appreciate all the time we get to spend with you, man. I know that it puts a little bit of stress on her time off, so we don't want that to go unrecognized, because you're with us a lot, especially for these broadcasts and stuff like that. And without her sacrificing some time with you, we wouldn't be able to have you up here in this booth.
Well, all I need with her is about 15 seconds, but that's good enough for me. So I love being with you guys. It's, as you guys know, I'm not going to get into it. We're going to get back to this race. I'm retired. This is my social life. Every 13 weeks we're in a new city. I don't get to meet new friends. So when I can jump online and have a consistent set of friends that I can banter back and forth with, joke around with, have fun with, what you guys don't realize is how much you guys actually mean to me, all of you. Arch, Robbie especially, everybody in Giggity. It means a lot to me to be here. K-Taddy, I can't thank you guys enough for inviting me, Noko, RJ, RKM for having me up in the booth. So it means a lot for me to be up here. But let's get back to this Roval racing, guys, because it's got
to be closing down.
Well, Noko's running away with it. Let's leave it at that for the second.
Well, Drive for 5 is definitely holding pace. As I'm still sitting here trying to jump through and catch what little battles we got. I'm watching Smitty right now, you guys, as MP Roofer, and it looks like Taddy or Mills is trying to chase him down. As Mills goes to the outside of Roofer through NASCAR 3 and 4.
Real quick, I want to jump back to a different subject, and I'll jump right back to the race. For you that don't know, which you all know, that Robbie and I are good friends, Robbie is pulling a Neil Diamond. He's coming to America. We don't know what 13. We don't know where we're going to be when he comes, but we will definitely let you know where we're at. And if we have to drive, I personally will drive up to 8 hours. I'll talk to him. But when Robbie comes over to America, I know a lot of you out there, if not everybody in Giggity Racing, wants to meet Australian Robbie. Can't wait. We'll figure it out. We'll make it happen, guys.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it, and I'm not Australian. I'm looking to come maybe at the end of this year, maybe the fourth quarter, and
we just got to update. There's only 2 to go, you guys.
Over. 2 to go. Wow.
These guys checking with our leader.
Yeah, we got 2 to look. We got 2 to go at the Roval. All I have to say is that, Robbie, and we got to get back to this race. We really do. Is I can't wait to see your face after you drink a good old-fashioned American Keystone Light, baby. Let's get back to this race.
Unless you guys find a battle on the track, I'm going to sit here and ride with our leader above his hood for this last lap and give these guys a good showing of how he was able to bring home this consistent win for 5 in a row.
By driving above his head, no offense to our good friend Noko, I think you're just going to make his head a little bit bigger. He said he was going to do this tonight, Arch, and we heard that earlier in that Gavy roundtable that you so happily put on for us, and everybody out there really does appreciate.
Oh, I love it, man.
Sorry to cut you guys off, but I've just seen Tatty come out of the pits. Now, if he's pitted in with 2 to go, that might actually be a penalty. So I'm hoping we're on 3 to go here, and he doesn't receive a penalty, because this is a rule that we do have in place, I do believe. If there is 2 to go, you are not allowed to pit. So that's going to be
before the stage
end.
That would be before the stage end, not before the finishing of the race. So this might be a fuel mileage race right now, honestly.
Maybe.
Could these drivers make it to the end? Could we have some guys run out of gas? That's a question that pit stop definitely just brought to mind.
Like I said, I could be wrong here, but hopefully I am, and he doesn't receive some sort of penalty, because he's had a really good race. He's had a few rough stages at some point. I mean, the car, on my view, is absolutely battered, but it's good to see that he hasn't left and he stuck it to the end.
Noko has finished the race, ladies and gentlemen, as Noko is our winner for the fifth time in a row as he breaks his own record. And I believe Buck's coming by in second.
Now, can we confirm that he got all the stage wins? Because he said he wasn't going to be super satisfied. He said he'd be satisfied if he got to drive for 5, but he wanted all the stage wins for the last races.
I can confirm that he did not get the second stage, guys, because we did get a picture of that, and that was the stage that was brought home by Mills.
Mills up there getting some much needed points, guys. That's very intended. He needed that tonight. But still, at the end of the day, the drive for
Okay,
5,
Teddy,
in my
thank you.
opinion, it doesn't matter where your stage ends because you still got that beautiful black and white checkered flag. Guys, we had such good racing. So many people. We brought it up in the round table. We brought it up earlier in the pre-race. A couple small mistakes. A lot of guys rebounded from it very well, though.
Just to let you guys know that K-Tatty will not be receiving a penalty. He actually pitted just at the right time, so everything's good and he won't receive any penalty at all.
Sweet.
That's awesome to hear because of all things, we would not want to see that from one of the guys who's still in the points championship. We still have one more race to go to actually get the elimination, but I wouldn't say solidification, but I would say they're definitely putting it down in permanent black marker right now. It's not set in stone, but they're writing it out there for this for these guys getting eliminated tonight, guys.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I just got the final finishing order. We got NoCo Racing bringing home the win, Buck Racing in second, Mills in third, Wicked Gatekeeper fourth, MP Rupert fifth, RJ Smitty, followed by K-Tatty, Checkmate, and Flo.
Wow, that's an awesome top 10 list. A couple names we haven't heard necessarily all the way at the top, but and that top 5. Good for those guys.
Definitely. Let's see if we can get our race winner in here between now and qualifying real quick. See if we can get a quick word with him, because we're not going to step away from this broadcast too much.
Now, we do have another race coming up next. We do have Texas.
Yeah, they're looking to do the qualify in about 5 minutes, and they're going to stay in the same lobby. So it'd be interesting to see what's going to happen in the next race.
I hope I do not blow the microwave up real quick, guys. I don't have a timer on my stove because it is a older stove, so I just set the microwave to 21 minutes with nothing cooking in it. So hopefully it doesn't blow up, guys. Let's get to this pre-race.
Man, this is going to be fun.
Because, man, I'm looking forward to those potato skins as long as the microwave doesn't blow up. I'm not going to lie to you in a little bit.
I know a lot of guys don't like this track, but this is actually one of my favorite tracks to go to.
When it comes to road courses, I'll tell you the one that I don't like, and that begins with an S and ends with a W. Oma! And I am a road course guy. I don't mind the rest of them, though. I don't get my attempt at driving next year. This is my development cup race, boss. Okay. At least he's honest. We're just joking. I don't know if you guys can hear him. K-Tatty's in here giving us a little bit of instruction, just joking around with him a little bit. Man, that was a good race,
gone.
guys.
In and out that fast.
Guys, I think that what we're normally going to do is we're going to sign off for this one particular broadcast, set up the new lobby, get the new broadcast going, get the new name set up, because, boys, now we're going mile and a half racing. After we just did 54 laps at Roval. Let's see what happens next. We'll bring all the drivers in afterwards, if that's all right with you guys.
Yep. All right, we'll go ahead and end this broadcast, and we'll talk to you guys here in just a second.